Hello everyone, this is Rahul Pawar and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to discuss one of the very most important concepts in Tableau, that is filters. Okay, so let us try to understand what is filter and then we'll see how many types of filters we have. So to start off, if I try to define filters and explain it in a very generic term, filter is nothing but restricting your data. Now, based on how you are restricting or at which level you are restricting, how you are using it, based on that, these filters are categorized into many types. Okay, so but before we discuss about the types, we need to understand the behavior of filter here, or behavior of filter sheet here. Let us try to understand. Let us get into our Tableau. I'm going to my sheet and I've connected to our sample superstore. So like we all know that when Tableau connects to any data source, it classifies the data into two parts, right? Or two types. One is dimension, like we know, and the other one is measure. Okay. So these are the two important factors. So if you scroll down, you see there is a line here below my measure names and above my customer order here. Okay. See this line. Okay. So earlier, we used to have dimensions as a separate, name or column heading here and measure as separate, but now we are not getting that. But it is classifying based on this simple line here. Now, this is our workspace in Tableau. Okay, so like here, the terminology we call is shelves. We have rows and columns to organize our data, uh, and we have filter shelf to filter or restrict data. And then we have marks shelf to customize, optimize, and or increase the readability of my visualization. So today, let us explore the filter concepts. And before we do that, let us understand the behavior. So like I say, dimension means what? Something that is string in nature and something that cannot be aggregated. So these 2 points we know. Okay. And third point to add to this is it creates header. Likewise, measure is numeric in nature. They create axis and they are aggregatable or they can be aggregated. Like say textual in nature, and then cannot be aggregated, and forms header. Likewise, 3 points for our measure is numeric in nature, can be aggregated, and forms axis. Let us see this practically. I'm trying to take my category item, and if I drop it here on row shell, you see it is creating my header for me. And it is not getting aggregated. It is not showing me as sum of category. It is a dimensional field. So that is why it is not getting aggregated. So 3 points we have justified here. Likewise, if I try to take our measure here, sales, and if I try to drop it on axis, see it is creating axis here. Okay. And it is getting aggregated. And it is numeric in nature. Three properties. What we told here or written here, we have seen that practically. Okay. Now what I'm doing is I'm taking my category onto filter shelf to understand the behavior. So when I take that and drag and drop onto filter shelf, see it is showing me all the different options that are there in the category item, which means it is not getting aggregated. Likewise, if I try to take a measure here and drop it on filter shelf, it is giving me aggregatable options here. The sum is there, average is there, median and all. For now, let us take sum. and I'm clicking on text. Now you see we are getting option which is related to the aggregation of that field. Like say what is the range of value? When do you want it to start and when do you want it to end? Like that. Okay. So now let us observe or see this behavior in detail. I'm going to take category and I'm dropping it on filter shelf. So whenever I take this field or any field, it creates a pop-up or it shows as a pop-up asking us to select the option. First one is a select from list. So in this list, we can manually select whatever we want. Okay, like say furniture, I can select it. Okay, either I can select all, I can select none, or I can do opposite of that. Like say now when I select this, it is getting selected. Okay, so I'm just going it and let us take category also here into our view, and I'm simply taking sales measuring. Now if I click on edit filter, we have selected furniture. But if I click on this exclude option, it will do opposite of that. If I select office supplies, it is getting excluded. Now you see, because we have selected these two got excluded. Only whatever is left is getting selected. Exclude. This is like opposite of what you select. Likewise, so either you can select this or you can do this. Whatever, however you want to work, you can work on it. So this is select from list. Next is custom value list. So this is like, manually you are creating a list here. So in most of the cases in real time, we either go with the select from list option or directly we use all option to avoid the confusion, or maybe sometimes we might not have updated values in our fields. Later on after data load, new values might come up. So when you create from this custom value list or select from list, that might go missing because you're not selecting that. So again, there can be data issues or data missing issues. So to avoid that, use all is the best option. Next is select from list if at all you are giving control to the end user. Okay, custom value means here I'm selecting none here. We can create custom list here. Like say it has to match with the exact value that is there in the database. Then only it will be available in the list. Now, after writing the value that is expected, click on plus. If this is available, it will match. Okay. Like say technology is there. I'm writing tech and I'm trying to add. It added, but there is no item asset, so it will not work for us. Okay. So this is your general one. Okay. Select from list, custom value list, and use all option. So I'm removing it for now. Okay, I don't want anything. Just select that and clear all. Now I'm going to wildcard here. So wildcard is like, matching values here. So contains means again to make it easier. Okay, I'm going to take subcategory and I'm removing this and this as well. Now what I'm doing is I'm taking my subcategory onto filter shelf. Okay, selecting wildcard. Now I want list of subcategory items which contain A in them. Okay, which means this will now search for a list of subcategory items that contain A in them. It can be anywhere, but if in this name, if there is A, that will come. Now you see, observe here, in accessories we have A, in appliances we have A, in art we have A, in binders it is not there, book cases again we have A, chase is there, copiers is there, envelopes we do not have A. Okay, now see here, if I click on apply, only those items that has A in that, they are getting filtered. Like this also we can try to filter the data based on condition. Now say you are very particular that you don't want A anywhere, you want only in the starting position. Now simply we can select starts with. Okay, click on apply. Now you see only those subcategory items that are starting with A, it is trying to list. Next is ending with If any subcategory item is there that is ending with a particular string that you are giving or a particular character that you are trying to give, it will show only that. Click on S. So I'm trying to search for subcategory item that is ending with S. So there are 14 marks here that are ending with S. Now if at all I want to find the opposite of that, just click on exclude. See, there are three subcategory items that are not ending with S. So two types of analysis we can do here. One, which is ending, or opposite, that is not ending. You can also see how our description is getting updated here. Does not contain. If I uncheck, contains. If I check, does not contain. Like this also we can do. Okay. So I hope it is clear. Next is exactly matching. So which means it has to match exactly. Okay. Like say now I am searching for a subcategory item that is S or A. Click on apply. There is no subcategory item which has A only. That is why it is not showing any value here. But if I try to write like this, click on apply. Now we have a subcategory item which is exactly matching. So it is trying to filter that. Okay. So next is a conditional operator here, which means we can specify the conditions here. So I'm just removing this. Clear. Apply. I got all. Now I'm going to condition here. So if at all you want to apply some condition on your data, then you can use this condition operator. Like say I want to filter the data based on condition where my sum of sales is greater than 0 or less than 0 or greater than 10,000, like that. So if at all you want to apply that kind of conditions on your data, conditional filtering, because then you can use this condition tab. So I'm selecting by field here because we are filtering by field. So automatically based on field that you are using in your view, Tableau identifies. But if not, you can obviously select from the list here, the drop down, and you can also choose the aggregation here. Select the field and choose the aggregation. Okay. Now I want to find out. So let us try to first sort it here, and then we'll try to filter. I'm clicking on edit filter and I'm going to condition tab, by field, sales measure, sum is the aggregation. I want list of my subcategory items that are less than 30,000. So when I select that, what are the items that we get? Come on, tell me. Pause the video here and write it in the comment section. What are the list of items that we get? So it will try to search here. Okay. So 3 lakh 30 is not possible. 3 lakh 28 is not possible, like that. It will keep on validating each item that is there here. So now where is the condition that is satisfying here? Art. It is 27,000, which is less than 30. True. So it will come. Envelopes will come. Labels will come. Fastness will come, like that. Now I'm clicking less than or equal to 30,000 here. Okay. Click on apply. See, we got those four items. But if I do reverse of it, I want list of subcategory items that are greater than 30, which means I will not get these four items, except that I should get all. Click on apply. See here. We got 13 items. Like that, we can filter the value based on condition you are specifying. You can load, click on this load item to know what is the minimum value that you have in your view and what is the maximum value that you have on the view. So if you know, see, for phones we have 30 lakhs, 3 lakh 30,000. Same it is trying to print. But because we have already filtered the minimum value, it is not showing. Okay. So if I show, like say, see, our minimum value is 3,024. Same thing it is trying to show here. I can even try to use equal to operator. There is no value which is exactly equal to 30,000, so it is not coming. But there is a value which is equal to 3024. That is also not coming because there are some decimal places for that. So it is trying to filter that value. Now less than or equal to 3 means we'll get. Okay, even it is not coming. Maybe it is greater than. See. Okay, so like that, you can use by field operator to filter the value, or if at all you want to write some formulas, you can write that here. Okay, so one of the most commonly used in real time is this field by field. Next is whenever you are working on any BI technologies, for us, what is important is what is working and what is not working. Okay, because we always tend to show things or metrics related to this. So for us, this top section is very important. So here, suppose I want to find out top 5 subcategory items automatically. So directly I can use this top 5 sales of sub measure and aggregation. So what are our top 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Till here we should get. Click on apply. Like that I can choose and filter the value. Likewise, if I click on this, I also have bottom option. So either I can use the top values or I can use bottom values. Okay, we can use it like this. Okay, click on apply. So likewise, if at all we want to do same thing in SQL, we can also do that. Let us try to observe that. So to make it easier, I'm trying to compare here. So the table that I am using is employee table here. Select a star from EMP. Okay, because EMP is one table that I have loaded here and I'm trying to execute. So these are the list of data that we have. Now let us apply the filters that we have applied here. So I'm going to wildcard here. Okay, and I'm trying to use this contents operator here. Okay, now here select star from EMP where ename like. So like is the operator that we need to use here. Like I'm specifying percentage is a symbol and I'm trying to write a percentage this. Okay, now let us see what is the result it will give for us. It is giving us list of employees whose name has A in them. Alan has A, Ward has A, Martin, Blake, Clark, Adams, James. So no matter whatever the position is there, percentage symbol indicates that there can be any number of strings or characters in front of that, but we want A in them. That is what it is expecting. Okay, so same likewise, it works as contents operator. I'm trying to write it here as contents operator. Now what I'm trying to do is here, and same thing here. I want to find out list of employees whose name is starting with A, like how we have done here there. So just remove this percentage here and just try to run this. See here, we have only 2 employees whose name is starting with A. Is either Alan or Adam. Likewise, if at all you want to find out a list of employees which are ending with that particular alphabet, like say here, for example, we will take, okay, I'm running this. So we have Smith is there, Alan is there, S I'm taking. So S, when I try to select, we should get Jones, Jones, and then we have Adams, we have James. 3 names we should get. Let us try to do that. So here I'm entering S and I'm removing percentage symbol from the end. I'm trying to run it now. See now we are getting those 3. So likewise, we can use this like operator and percentage symbol to get that. Okay, but if you are very specific that you want A at the second position only, then we need to specify like star here, and second position I want A, and then ending after that it can be anything. Now what happens is, because we have specified star here, only one is acceptable or one character is acceptable in front of A. After that, I can have any number of letters, whatever. Okay. I'm just trying to run this. So we do not have anything here. And if I try to run it like this, so even that it is not showing. Okay, so we are not getting. So generally, I think star should work, but maybe we have some different symbol here in SQL. Okay, so I am expecting only word here. That is what I'm trying to do. Okay, so let me know what is the operator that we need to use here to fix this. Okay, so next is here again. If I go back to my Tableau, we have seen condition operator here. Like say that is based on some condition. Now to get that, again I'm running my standard query here and executing it. So now I'm trying to filter out based on my salary. Okay, so first is we will try to sort them. So I'm just trying to, like say here, order by salary descending I'm doing. Okay, because I want to sort them. Now maximum salary that we have here is 5,000 and the minimum salary that we have here is 800. Now I want to find out a list of employees whose salary is less than, like say 1,500. Okay, so 1,500 means we should get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till here we should get less than or equal to means 1,500 also we get. Let us try to write that. Select star from EMP. Okay, where salary is the column which is less than or equal to 1,500. Simple. This is how we will be writing in SQL. If I try to run it, it is giving us all of those columns. Okay. Now, if at all I want to sort it, then I can write it order by salary descending. Simple. Okay. Now, if I try to run it, I should get all of that. Likewise, we can do filtering on that. Okay. So now let us go to Tableau again and we will see the behavior of a measure on filter shelf. So I'm removing this and now taking salary sales and dropping it on filter shelf and I'm taking sales sum. So here now when we have taken measure, it is showing us aggregatable values. So what is the value? Now when I do this, here you can write like say I want the list of subcategory items that are less than 10,000. So here manually you can adjust. Like say if I try to write 15,000 here, I can just type in or I can move the cursor. However I want, I can do click on apply. Now the same filter it is trying to apply. If I try it, I can increase it. See here, based on how or what values I'm writing here, my data will get filtered here. I can use the range of values where I will have control of both starting and end position. At least means what is the minimum value that you want. Like say anything greater than 3,024 or like say anything above 2,42 I'm writing apply. See only these two we have like that. Or at most what is the maximum thing that you want. I want a list of subcategory items which are not more than 2,42 like that. Okay, so which means except these two we should get all. See here 15 items we are getting. I can decrease it less than like say 1 lakh if I try to put. So we should get till furnishings here. 107 will not qualify because here we have 107 and we are trying to put 103. So here fasteners, labels, envelopes, arts and all till furnishings. Click on number. That way also we can filter. Special is nothing but how you are dealing with your nulls. But for us, what is important is these three are very important. So this is the behavior of your measure on a filter shelf. Now, next important thing is behavior of your date field on filter shelf. So whenever we are working with the date field, always remember date part is very important. Okay, how do you want to filter the data? Based on year, based on month, based on quarter or week or whatever is that. So when you are working with date, all of this will come into picture. That is why when you take a date field and drop it on filter shelf, Tableau will try to show you all of that options. See here, years is there. So when you select years, you will get list of years available in your view. So automatically, which means my data has uh, data from 2018 to 2021. Okay. Or else if I select months, it will give me the control to select months like that. Quarters means quarters, 4 quarters. So any year you take, irrespective of that, we will have only 4 quarters as a standard. So that is what it is trying to show us. Okay. That is important here. So now here, when you take date fields, we get two important options, relative date and range of dates. If I select relative date, here, this filter is visible to the end user. Okay, so relative date means manually we can control the precision of date, like how many days you need or how many months you need, when you need and all. Like that say, years is there. If I select year, do I need this year data, next year data, or previous year data? So automatic filter is happening. So earlier to perform this basic operation, we used to write huge or lengthy calculation to make it dynamic. But now Tableau has brought this functionality, which because of which a lot of coding effort is saved. Okay, but I encourage all of you to try to write this calculations in filter or in your calculated field so that you know how we can be done. So it should be dynamic. It should always show current year sales. So in 2022, we are there currently, October 30, right? So it should show for 2022. Next year, when we go to 23, it should display the data for 2023, like that. So in most of the cases in real time, you will find this kind of challenges where you have to write code to bring, dynamicity. You should not be updating every month or every year your logic. It should automatically take whatever is there. So here Tableau will automatically take that. So previous year, if I am in 2022, I should show for 2021. In 23, 2022, like that. Same likewise, I can control the precision at which part I need, whether year, quarter, month, or like how many years I need. Like say last 2 years of data I need from my current year, like that, or year to date, whatever is there. So we can control everything here. So this is your relative date, very important and powerful function or powerful filter, I would say. Okay. Next is range of dates. So like how we have for number, same thing here it is, but this is with respect to your date. So range of date means you will have control to both your starting and ending date where you can customize. Based on that, automatically it will try to filter. Same again, starting date, what is the minimum date you need? Then you can do it. Ending date, what is the maximum date you want to have or consider? You can specify it. So like say client said that he needs data only after December 2021. Then you can write it here. Like say I will write 2020. Now only that data that is above this period will come into view. Other data will not come. So anything above 2020 and till date it will come. Like that also you can try to filter. Ending date means whatever is there. So anything that is less than 2020 will come. Like that we can try to filter. So this is about your date field. Okay, so I hope it is clear about how our dimension behavior of dimensions, measure, and date field. Very three important things. Next, let us see different types of filters that we have. Okay, so to start off, first filter is data source filter. Okay, so I'm going to write here as filters, data source filter. Suppose you are identifying or defining the scope of your data. Like say client asked you to create a report on 2021 data only. But in your data, you have data from 2018 to 2022. In that kind of case, we can either filter the data at query level or we can apply a filter at the source level so that we don't consider anything. So once you apply a filter at the source level, this filter is applied to whole workbook. Okay. So now I'm going to my data source page. Okay. And I'm just clicking on filter, add filter here on the right side. Currently I'm connected as live. Okay. Add, add filter, add. I'm trying to filter on order date. So I'm selecting that field. Okay. And because I'm trying to filter it based on years, I'm choosing years from this. Click next. And then our requirement is to select only 2021. I'm selecting only that year and click on OK. Okay. Now automatically one filter is applied. So if I go back to sheet and if I try to bring in year and add it to my view, see here I have got only 2021 data. Now no matter how many number of sheets I create, you will get only that data. See here 2021. Because you are applying the data at the source level. So first that filter will get applied and after that only other filters will get applied. Okay, so that is your data source filter. Okay, because we are applying at source level, it is called as data source filter, or some might also call it as global filter because it is applicable on the whole. Remember this point. Next filter is, suppose many times you want to build a view and apply a filter only at this sheet level. You don't want to go beyond that. Now suppose you are building a view with respect to region and in one region you want only central and east. Click on apply and OK. Now I'm selecting region. So for region, each region it is trying to display me sales. See here. Fine. But now if I go to sheet 2 and if I take a region again, see it is showing me all the regions because whatever the filter that you are applying here is limited to only this sheet. It is not going beyond that. So this is your normal filter. Okay, so second filter I'm trying to write is normal filter. Okay. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to my data source and I'm converting this into an extract. Now what will happen at this point of time, whatever the data that I have is copied and an extract is created. See here. If I go to sheet 1, it is creating an extract. See the symbol here. Now in this extract, if I try to bring in order date, I have 2021 fine. But if I try to add a region here, I have all the regions, right? Now what I'm doing is I'm going back to my data source and I'm adding a filter to my extract. I'll add a category item and I will select a range region from my filter and I will select only central and east. Now, as long as you are connected to your extract, it will only display those two data. See here. No matter how many sheets you have created or worked, it will only select that data, and your data has this. Okay. Now if I try to convert it into live, click on this and I'm just unchecking this. Okay. Now you see we got all the regions here. Now what I'm doing is I'm going back to my live and I'm just removing this filter. So there is no filter now for our live connection, but for our extract, we have the filter, right? Remember, I'm going back to my sheet and now you see we got all the data here. Likewise, I'm just selecting this and selecting use extract. Yeah, automatically that filter is applied. Only central and east. Because the other filter was at live connection. Remember, only for extract we have applied only this region filter. But likewise, if I go here, I don't know why it is throwing error. If I go to this, I'm editing this. Now I'm editing my extract, remember, okay? Click on add and I'm selecting only order date, okay? And I'm selecting next and I'm selecting only 1 year, so 2020, okay. If I go to sheet now, okay, see, now we are connected as extract. That is why it is showing data only for 2020 and only those two regions. But if I convert it into live connection, I'm getting all the data. Okay, so this is difference between your live filter and extract filter. Okay, so this is your extract filter. So first comes your data source filter, then comes your extract filter. Remember this, just I missed the order here. Next is normal filter. Normal means at your sheet level. Okay, so here we are applying some filter at this, and here region wise we have taken, right? Here I'm applying a filter. Apply, okay. Okay, now you have only central and east, and you have created and you have published like that. So these filters are not visible to the end user. Now, based on the requirement that you have got, you have applied the filter and you have published the report. Fine. Now, client came back and said, okay, no, Rahul, I don't want central and east. I want, south and west. So what did you do? You downloaded the report from the server. You again opened your filter shelf and you again made it to south and west. And click on apply again. You did okay. You did your testing and then you have published again. Fine. Now next day again client is coming, Rahul, I don't need south and west. I need, the central and east. Can you do it? So, you got fed up. Arey, what is this every day? He's asking you to change filters. So one last time you did and you selected south and east. Okay, east to south. Next day again he came back and requested for a change. Now you said, boss, okay, I will give this control to you. You do whatever the filtering you want. Every day I cannot select. Okay. So you said, what did you do? You just click on this and you clicked on show filter. Now this filter is visible to the end user. Now you made this change and you published it to the server. Now what happened? The client is not coming back to you. He said whatever the filtering he want, as soon as you do, automatically it is getting filtered. So this is called as quick filter. Okay, this is called as quick filter. So most of the times in real time, you will see quick filters being created many times because this brings interactivity to the report and it gives control to the user to select the data he want to see and understand how his data is working. So that's why quick filters are very important. Now, Suppose you have created this filter. Now at the region level, you have created this filter. You want to use it in multiple worksheets that you are creating. Okay, like say region wise, you are showing sales. Now region wise, category wise, you want to show sales as you. Okay, so now you have region, you have category, and you have sales as well. Okay, so now your intention is that you can either add the same filter here, like say region, and filter whatever you want. Click on apply and show. But you want this filter also to be implicated, like whatever you're selecting here, the same should imply or apply here. So this is called as a sharing filter. Sharing is caring. Okay. So now if I go to my dashboard, so I'm just taking central, I'm dropping it here, and I'm dropping this at the bottom. Now you see 2 times we are getting this. I don't want that to happen. Only once if I select central from here, it should apply to this sheet also and this sheet also, like that. Okay. So how can I do that? I'm just simply removing this for now. I'm going to this, click on region. We have an option called as apply to worksheets. So you can share your filter that you have created across multiple sheets in 4 ways. One is limiting that to only one worksheet, or you can manually select the sheets. Now I want my filter to be applied at sheet 5. Click on OK. Now if you see, there is a change in symbol here because we are applying it to multiple sheets. There is a sheet symbol here. Okay. Same likewise, if I go here, we got that sheet filter from there. Now if I go to my dashboard, if I change it, if I remove central, automatically that filter is applied here also. If I select east, that is also being applied here. See, only south and west. But if I take any other sheets like here, okay, and try to add that, it will not imply because we didn't put any filters here, right? That way. So only in those areas where you are applying a filter, it will work. For all other regions, it will not work. Okay, it is sharing filter. Next is if I click on this, suppose you want to apply to all the data sources, similar data sources, like say all this data, all using this data source, which means wherever you are using this sample superstore, this filter will be applied automatically. Say here, region is there. Okay, whatever you're doing here, it is applying. Fine. To all your existing sheets, it has applied. See, you didn't specify. Automatically, it is applying. Now, automatically, when you choose, filter will be applied. Even if you try to create a new worksheet, like say I'm trying to uh, add a category, or like say order date I'm trying to add. As soon as I try to add, you see filter is getting created, all using the same data source. So Tableau will automatically identify where you are using a same data source, that filter will be applied. Okay, so this is what we call as a sharing filter. Again, very important. In most of the cases in real time, we create a filter and we apply it to multiple worksheets. So this concept of sharing filter is very important. How you share is very important. Either we can manually select whatever the worksheets we want, or we can select all using this data source. Related data source means again, we should have a common column in that data source. So if it is available, filter will be automatically applied. So this is your all using related data source. So in most of the cases in real time, we either use a selected worksheet option or all using this data source option, one among two, but very important options. Okay, so this is your sharing filter. Next is this quick filter is there, right? So this is, like I said, it can be seen by the end user. Now end user will have a different requirement. He's like very unique guy. He's one item guy. Okay. So every time today he will come and tell Rahul, I want to, you know, have option to select only one item at a time. I do not want this multiple select. like that. I don't want this much of big length. I want in a list value like that. So to customize how our filter looks, we have some options here. So if I click on this drop down here, these are the different options. Single value list. If I click on this is how it is looking, which means user can select only one at a time. So you can either choose all regions or select only one region at a time. This is your single value list. Same likewise, we also have single value drop down. So the difference here is this is in a drop down. So in most of the cases in real time, you will see that your filters are configured as a drop down option. Why? Why? Because majority of the space that we have in real time, we should give it for our visualizations, for our charts. So this region or filters or parameters, whatever are there, they should take very limited space. So here we have only 4 options, so it might not cause any issues. But let us take years or subcategory. If I take, there are 17 items in that. So this 17 items, if I try to filter, it will take up a lot of space in the view. So which is like unnecessary here. See this much of space it is taking. So to avoid that, we use drop down option. Remember that. Okay. The single value drop down or multiple value list. So here user can select multiple values or multiple value drop down. See here, 2 options. Okay. So this is how you can configure. Okay. Now suppose I want to have customize my view. I can also have a customize option here and I can select, suppose this all option is there, right? Again, this is an interview question many times. I want to display this or I do not want to display this. All that can be configured from this. Go to customize option, show all option means it will show. If you uncheck that, it will go. But I want to apply, show apply button. Now, if I click on this, you see there is an apply button here, which means now I can select whatever I want. Only once I select apply button, then only this filter action will perform. Earlier, what is happening if I am not selecting that, even though if I'm not sure, if I just select that, that filter is getting applied. Like say my intention is just to uncheck this. So as soon as I select uncheck, it is getting filtered. Not selecting any apply button. So apply button is one very good method to configure your view. It little bit improves the performance of your visualization because you are performing all the actions at once. You are avoiding unnecessary clicks and unnecessary hits to your database. So that's why having apply button is always helpful. Okay. Now what I'm doing is I'm categorizing my regions into zones. So for that simple calculation I'm trying to write and I'm calling it as zone here or zone logic I'm trying to write. Case of region. So when you're writing case of region, Tableau will try to read what are the values that region has. Okay. So when it is west, I want to call it as zone 1. When it is east, then I want to call it as zone 2. Otherwise, it is zone 3 for me. And so I'm categorizing my 4 regions into 3 zones. Okay. Okay, what is the error here? Okay, already it is existing. So I'm just trying to write zones here. Click on apply. I'll just try to bring that here and I will add it here. You see automatically it is working. Okay. So now I will have a filter on my both. So I can directly click on this and click on show filter. In a single click, my field is taken into filter shelf and it is also displaying that. Likewise, I am doing it for my other field also. Click on that select that, click on show filter. Now I have both. Now I will give only single select option to my zone. So I'm selecting from the drop down, single select. Let's say for now list I'm selecting. Okay, now you see when I select a zone, it is displaying west. When I select a zone 2, it is displaying east. Perfect. When I select a zone 3, it is displaying south and west, central and south. Perfect. So if you observe, my view is getting filtered here, no matter, no doubt. Perfectly, it is working. But observe the drop down here. Here you are showing central and south. Okay. But here we are displaying in our drop down, we are displaying all the regions. Now user will come back. Arey Rahul, you are showing all the regions here, but when I select, east and south or west, it is not showing me any values. Why? Now again we will scratch at what happened. But then later we realized in zone 3 we do not have any other regions except these two. So which means we need to update these filters here. So generally, if you remember, when we fill online forms, when we select a country, okay, suppose India we have selected. So it should display only states under India, right? So if I select, like say, uh, Telangana, I'm selecting. It should only display states that are there in Telangana. If I'm selecting Maharashtra, it should only display states that are cities that are there in Maharashtra, right? If I'm selecting Telangana, it is showing all the cities, then it is of no use, right? So automatically your drop downs are getting updated based on selection you are making. That is a very simple definition of cascading filter here. Okay, simply click on that and click on only relevant values from the drop down here. Now based on what you are selecting, say here zone 1, automatically only west is coming. Zone 2, only east is coming here. Zone 3, only center and south, which means based on your one selection, your other filter is also getting updated. This is called as cascading filter. Okay, so always when you have multiple filters in view, make sure you are configuring your view to show correct values or show only relevant values, because we need to be very consistent in what we are showing in the view. This is called as cascading filter. Okay, so next what I'm doing is uh, I'm clearing it off. Okay, and I'm taking my subcategory item here. Okay, and I'm taking sales and dropping it on view. So I'm just filtering it. Okay, I'm just sorting it. So just for my view here, what I'm doing is I'm just adding this. Okay, now my intention is I want to see top 3 subcategory items based on what the category that I choose. So for that, what I'll do, I'll select this subcategory item and drop it on filter shelf, and I'm choosing top by field. Top 3 I'm choosing from here. Click on apply. Okay. Now what is happening? If I select a top 3, I'm getting 3 items, but they are coming from 3 different categories, right? But now I will give this control to the end user and only single select option. So what is the problem statement here? When I select furniture category, it should display top 3 subcategory items for that category. If I select office supplies, it should show 3 subcategory items under office supplies, but that is not happening here. So what is the problem here? These two filters are working independently. So these two are like, filters. These filters are always independent. So they don't, work together. Now we need to tell that, boss, you first apply this filter. On top of that, whatever is there, you apply second filter. That is your context filter, which means a filter on a filter. So whenever you are having multiple filters in view, make sure you are displaying the correct data. Now, if I click on this and click on add to context, what will happen? First, this of category office supplies is filtered. On top of that, Tableau will try to find out your top three subcategory items. Now that is why whatever I select, technology item will get filter. On top of that, it will show top three. Same likewise, if I select this, see, like that. When I selected all, you see it is showing me the first one. But when I select furniture, it is displaying me top three items in furniture categories. So this is your context filter, the most confusing filter for anyone. But I hope I made it clear. If I did, don't forget to comment in the comment section. Okay, so that is the only motivation I have. Okay, so these are the different types of filters we have in Tableau. But apart from this, sometimes we filter the values from the view also directly. Like that, for that, suppose I'm creating a simple view using category and subcategory, and I'm taking sales. I'm swapping it. So this is how my view is. Now, after creating this view, I realized I don't want to show this fasteners. Okay, I can simply click on this and I can click on exclude option. So this is your, label level filter. Or like suppose you don't want to show furniture item. This is your header level filter. Like this also we can filter the data from the view. Okay, earlier whatever you're doing, directly taking the field and you're trying to filter, that is different type. This is like header level filter or cell level filter we call. Okay, so that's about your filter topic. I hope I made clear about the filter concepts for you. If I did, don't forget to comment in the comment section and do share as much as possible, because this is one of the most commonly asked interview topic. Okay, wherever you go, any interview attend, at least one or two questions are possible in this. So that is why I thought of creating one video so that it can help you. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Until then, have a good day and bye bye.